Satpadayo yatharajva vikarasyava abodataha ajnanādatmanastarva tejovannādi vikriya nahi vedanta siddhante hi ajnāta atma atirekataha sankhyanāmiva siddhante labhyate karanantara. That we have meaning. In Vedanta, we do not accept another source for the universe. We accept only one source, the truth. Truth is the sole source of the universe. Why does the truth appear as the universe? Truth ununderstood looks like this appearance. Truth is perceived as oneself, as an individual and the universe. It is the truth alone. Therefore, some of the schools they say, no, it is ignorance about the truth that transforms and becomes the world. That's not. Ignorance is not the source of the universe. Truth ununderstood is the source. God is the source of the universe, not ignorance about the God. Thus, supposing if ignorance were the source of the universe, then Shruti would not have said, Yatova, from Brahman came, from the truth, from Brahman came the universe, from Brahman is sustained the universe, unto Brahman goes back to the universe. In this manner, the Shruti would not say. But the Shruti says categorically, Brahman is the source. It is ignorance. Ignorance is not the source. Ignorance is there is no ignorance separately. There is only truth ununderstood, truth understood. That's all. Rope ununderstood looks snake. Not rope ignorance transforms and stands as snake. Very subtle point. Scholars mess up this kind. Scholars, ignorance is not the essence of everything. Truth is the essence of everything. Bhagavan is the essence of everything. God is the essence of everything. And the same truth, ununderstood properly, looks, names and forms. Same truth, ununderstood, looks, names and forms. Therefore, the moment you think, ignorance is the essence of everything, then you will be meditating on ignorance. That's very interesting. Bhagavan says, Shruti says, ignorance, you conclude, Bhagavan, Shruti says, Brahman is the essence of everything, please meditate on it. That is okay, meditating on Brahman, the subject is all right. But supposing you conclude the essence of everything is ignorance, then what do you meditate on? Ignorance. Om ignoransaya namaha. Om ignoransaya namaha. Ajnanaya namaha. Ajnanaya namaha. Om namo bhagavate ajnanaya. Om namo bhagavate ajnanaya. It makes no sense at all. Therefore, correct understanding is the key to happiness. Correct understanding about Vedanta, correct understanding. Not concluding. Okay, this is overview. Yadi hi ayam lokaha vivichya atman. I will just complete the sentence and then I'll explain. Yadi hi aham lokaha vivichya atmanam anatmanam cha swarupato nirdharanam kuryat tataha evam viruddha svabhavayoho itaretharatvam itaretara dharmavatvam cha aropya na vyavaharet. Up to that. The meaning is, if man were to discern between himself, the subject and the body, then there would not have been this problem of behaving as though he is a form. Behaving means what? He fears limitation because he thinks he is a form, feels limited. He thinks he is a form, therefore he feels the change in him. He takes himself to be the form of the body, therefore he feels the fear of death. He takes himself to be the form. Therefore all problems stem from the idea that I am the form. The subject is the form. The conscious I is not the form because the body can't feel I. It's not its nature. The matter can't feel about itself. Matter can't feel. This table can't feel. I am the table, it can't feel. Because it is inert. Inert can't feel itself. Nor can it feel the world. That's why I say one of the most beautiful things that Vedanta says is, this universe can't feel itself. Baba. Can't feel it. It's a conscious feeling that it doesn't have. Space can't feel. It's vast. It doesn't feel itself. The observer feels the space. The universe is felt. The universe is felt not by the universe. The universe is felt by the seer of the universe. The universe is felt by the seer. And even the seer's existence is felt by the seer. That means the seer and the seen are felt at the same point. The observer and the observed are felt at the same point. That means there is no division. Between the observed and the observer, there is no division. Because both are felt at the same point. It's felt by me. Conscious. The observer is felt by the observer, and the whole universe, the observed, is also felt by the observer. Therefore here he says, it's very beautiful, therefore the fundamental behavior of man is frightening to himself. I am limited is frightening to myself. I am mortal is frightening to myself. I am incomplete is frightening to myself. I am away from my goal is frightening to myself. I am away from my happiness is frightening. This fundamental behavior is frightening to oneself. Everyone lives a very frightening behavior, frightening impression about himself. This impression, buddhi, frightening impression about us. I am limited is a frightening impression. I am incomplete is a frightening impression. I am a mortal is a frightening impression. I will die is a frightening impression. I am insecure is a frightening. This frightening impression would not have been there, the author says, had man discerned between the self and the form. Because he doesn't. He is all the time interested in individual objects, not discerning between the subject and the object. It's a fantastic truth. Man, either he concentrates on the object or he concentrates on some silence, but he never discerns between. That's not his topic. Discerning between this observer and the observed is not the topic. He thinks of the observed. And if he is tired of the observed, he wants to be quiet. He wants to go to sleep. He wants to be quiet as an individual. Either objects interest him or silence interests him. But the topic of discerning, a very sophisticated topic of discerning between the observer, the subject and the object, the Vishaya and the Vishaya. That's a very beautiful thing. every wave is interested only in thinking of other waves. Or being quiet. But doesn't between the form and substance. Therefore here Bhagavan says, were man to discern between the subject and the object, there would be no frightening impression about himself. There would be no misconception that I am the form. Minus the equation with the form, the subject has no problem. Come up with one problem. Minus the equation with the form, minus the impression, minus the idea that I am the form. What is the subject? No subject has no problem. In sleep you transcend the form, then you have no problem. Therefore, there are no problems in the subject. The subject is problem-free. But when the same subject is mistaken for the form, that mistake throws up a problem. Able to follow? Viveka abhavat tutayoho svabhavam ajanan Michaiva atat svabhavam samaropayan satyaswarupe chidatmane amrutasya dehadehe janma marana jara vyadhyadi dharmanachyasya tatvaiparithyena chaitanyadimscha vishayi dharman dehadishu adhyasya vyavaharan sansara anartham anubhavati tina chitram. Is no wonder. Na chitram, it's no wonder. It's not surprising at all. It's no wonder that man suffers because of his own lack of reflection, lack of looking at himself. Somehow he doesn't take interest. Somehow his own existence doesn't strike wonder into his heart. He wonders at the world, but he doesn't wonder at the seer. That is Maya. Maya makes you wonder at the... See, Maya is always round the corner. Because if the seer, whoever thinks, my God, the seer is more wondrous, he will get liberated. Because then he will think only in the direction of seer. Oh my God. In fact, we go on and if you make your existence the topic for the rest of the life, it becomes clear. My God, the existence is the root. The subject is the root. Like water is the root of all the waves. It's the root. So what does Maya do? Instead of making you wonder at yourself, it makes you wonder at the world, dunya. First you become interested in dunya. And slowly you become interested in dunyadari. समझ में आ गया? First we are interested in dunya, then slowly dunyadari. Involvement in dunyadari kills time anyway. Time. समय कट जाता है जी, दिन कटता है, महीना कटता है, साल कटता है, जीवन ही कट जाता है दुनियादारी से. Therefore, he says it's no wonder that man suffers not through any mystery. Man suffers due to lack of his own reflection. An animal also suffers due to its equation with the body. An animal also is the same truth. But the question is, the animal can't understand. Therefore it has no choice, it has to go through the suffering. It can't discern between itself and the body. An animal can't discern between itself and the body. But man can discern. That's all the difference. But minus this difference, then there is no difference. Between man and animal, minus this capacity to discern between himself and the truth. The capacity to understand the truth that man has marks him out from the rest of the living beings. In all other respects, he is the same. He is as hungry as the others. He struggles for food, they also struggle for food. He is very intelligent. Yes, the animals are also intelligent enough to live their life. Human beings also are intelligent to live their life. Human beings think of security, and they also think of their security. The only difference is human beings fight more. Animals fight less. One animal, a lion had 4 cubs. Kahani ji, a lion had 4 cubs. And these cubs were all fighting with one another. And the lion makes a comment, why are you fighting like human beings? Yes, Vrishnaparji. Why are you fighting like human beings? Therefore, minus the capacity to know the truth, there is no difference between humans and animals. I'm telling you. Hunger is common, thirst is common, security is common, insecurity is common, desire is common, impulses are common, instincts are common, everything is common. There is only one thing that distinguishes humans from the rest. Human beings they can discern between the subject and the object. They can reach the essence of existence. They can understand the essence of existence. Minus Veda is all the same. They also live and die, and human beings also live and die. You may say, they can't go to 5-star hotels and have food. Anyway, you went and have 5-star hotel food, but they never missed it. It's the same thing. They never missed it. In fact, not missing is a greater fulfillment than having it and fulfilling it. Not missing is a greater fulfillment, really. Suppose I have travelled the world, what have you done? I say, I don't miss it. I don't miss it. मैं ठीक हूँ, as I am. It is only when I am missing it, then you can say, oh, supposing I say I am missing the world, I haven't travelled America, I haven't been to Europe, I haven't been to America, I haven't been to Australia, etc., etc. Somebody can say, I have been all these places. Then you start envying him. Supposing somebody comes and says, I have been to Australia, America, Europe, this, that, Russia, etc. Swamiji, where have you been? I said, I don't miss any place. The only place I miss is Ganga Tatam, and there I keep going anyway. What is there? Now, similarly, human beings cannot boast of their civilization. Why? Because animals say, we don't miss it. Animals don't miss it. I am very, very particular about this point. Animals don't miss it. What you don't miss? Animals don't miss it. You say we wear the best of clothes. Animals don't miss them. what is the real difference between animals and humans? I don't believe in that particular definition of difference. We are intelligent and they are not intelligent. That is wrong. They are also intelligent. Because human beings use their intelligence only for living and dying. That's all. All human beings use their intelligence only to live and die. What else do they do? What is their intelligence? They use all their intelligence for their comfortable life in it. You use your intelligence to earn money, to earn comfort, to buy comforts, to buy the best of food, etc., and grow old and die. That's all the intelligence about. The animals also live in their own way. They have to grow old and die. My God, a lion eats for the whole week. You have to eat every 2 hours. A lion eats and then goes to sleep under the tree. Oh my God, what fulfillment. Sleeps and sleeps. It sleeps for the whole week just to digest it. I think वो लोग ज्यादा अच्छे जीते हैं. हाँ जी. And therefore, please, it is not a mere intelligence that separates humans from animals. It is intelligence enough to understand the truth. This is very important for me in my life. For my understanding, this point is important. The one difference between human beings and animals is an animal, even though it has the same problem, a human being suffers the equation with the form. An animal also suffers, because that is also the truth, but suffers the equation with the form. And the form has imperfections, and therefore when you equate with the imperfect, you feel you are imperfect anyway, and you suffer. Animals suffer the same imperfections. Human beings also suffer the same imperfections. There is no difference between a human being and a bird. But if at all there is any difference, I would say the difference is that human being can figure out the truth about himself. He can solve his problem forever. He can discern between the truth and the false. He can think in terms of the truth and the false. Whereas an animal can't think in terms of the truth and the false. An animal can only be aware of his hungers and thirsts. Ataha, now the last sentence of the Mithya jnana nimittaha eva ayam vyavaharaha. Therefore, ayam vyavaharaha, this fundamental vyavahara, this fundamental attitude towards oneself, that I am insignificant, I am limited, I am imperfect, I am hungry, I am thirsty, I am immortal, I am insecure, and I am I don't know what was I before. All these impressions about oneself are called vyavahara, that I am the form itself. This vyavahara, that I am tall, I am short, I am young, I am old, I am of this caste and this creed, I am of this national, etc. All these various notions about oneself, very, very disturbing notions. You can't really be comfortable with these notions. These notions are the result of self-misconception. Adhyasa, it is called. Okay, the next line. I'm trying to give a word-to-word meaning. It will be difficult if I am giving you the essence of a good sentence. Good analogy. सबसे पहले this text nobody reads. Once they begin, they don't know what to do with it. कहाँ जाएंगे, कैसे समझाएंगे, not easy. Yattu uktam, what is said? Sir, that Siddhanta is telling to the Purvapakshi, hey Purvapakshi, you said something right at the beginning of Adhyasa Bhashyam, right in the very first line. I accept what you say. And that was Chidatma Svabhavo Virunadhi Jadasvabhavam. You said that consciousness is something contrary to inertness. Yes, I accept it. To be conscious is to be light. To be inert is to be darkness. The inert is not aware of itself. Is not aware of anything. It is not aware. It is inert. The observed doesn't observe. The observed doesn't observe. An object cannot be conscious. So that is its problem. And the one who is light, the one who is aware is like the light. Therefore between the light and the darkness, definitely there is a virodha. There are opposites. Meaning they are unlike each other. I would like to use the term unlike. The subject and the object are totally unlike each other. There is a vailakshanyam. There is unlike. Anyway, this much you understand. Even when we use the term virodha, should be taken as unlike, totally unlike. Tat kathanchana paraspara tadatmyam parasparatra dharma sankramanam va na sambhavati. And you also said, therefore, subject and object being totally unlike each other, subject can't become an object. And an object can't become the subject. The qualities of the subject cannot become the qualities of the object. Nor can the qualities of the object become the qualities of the subject. This is what you said. Become. You used the word become. Paraspara tadatmyam parasparatra. Well, dharma sankramanam vana sambhavati tat tathaivastu. We accept it. What is it that we accept? We accept that the subject can never become the object. And we also accept that the object can never become the subject. We also accept that the qualities of the subject cannot become the qualities of the object and vice versa. Therefore, when I say I am the body, it is not that we have become the body. If the subject becomes the body, that would be illogical. The subject has not become the body, the subject is mistaken for the body. Because the changeless, changing and becoming something is illogical, is it not? The changeless, changing and become something is illogical naturally. And therefore, if man suffers, it is due to ignorance. It is due to misconception. Misconception transcends the realm of being logical and illogical. It's a very beautiful topic, Ji. One of my very interesting topics. I like this topic. Truth transcends the logicality and illogicality. the error about the truth also transcends both logicality and illogicality. In this creation there is nothing illogical, everything is logical. Everything is logical. You know, if milk becomes curd, is it logical or illogical? Logical. If the water becomes curd, illogical. Does it happen? That means in the creation there are no illogical phenomena. Everything is logical. You see, everything is logical. You sow a mango seed, only a mango tree comes. Logical or illogical? You sow a mango seed and you get a coconut tree, then it would be? Does it happen? That means in this creation, nothing illogical happens. Supposing, you give a smile and you get a smile back. You give a frown, you get a frown back. Logical or illogical? Logical. Logical, उसमें क्या है? Supposing you give a frown and somebody gives a smile, which doesn't happen. That is illogical. Isn't it? When you do good, Bhagavan, if you are good, God blesses you. That is logical. If you are bad, God doesn't bless you. That is logical. It is not that when you are bad also God blesses. Isn't it? Because God can't afford to be illogical. God can't afford to be illogical. It is contrary to the truth. You always get in keeping with your actions. You walk 10 feet, how much distance do you cover? आगे बताइए. You walk 10 feet, how much distance do you cover? 10 feet. Logical or illogical? Logical. Supposing you walk 10 feet and cover 1,000 feet distance, then it would be illogical. Does it happen? No, it doesn't happen. What does it mean? In this creation, nothing illogical happens. Therefore, don't complain of the illogical in the world. Then where does the illogical happen? In your thinking. Dimag mein. If you try to make curd out of water, पानी में जामुन डाल दिया. You know jamun? पानी में jamun, because we have no English term for it. What is the English equivalent for jamun ji? जामुन मीन जामुन फ्रूट नहीं है. दही जमाने के लिए क्या डालते हैं? जामुन डालते हैं. उसके लिए व्हाट इज इंग्लिश टर्म? Even if you studied in Oxford, please tell me one word. जामुन के लिए क्या अंग्रेजी लगता है? Culture. Seta. It is not in vogue. It is only in dictionary. It is not in vogue. See, it should be in vogue also. What is the use of it's hiding only in the book, never comes out. What I am telling you, if you try to put jamun in water, and do you know when did you get the jamun? Another drop of water. And think that you will get curd. Are you being logical or illogical? Illogical. Therefore, man's thinking can be illogical. In the creation, there is nothing illogical. Most satisfying thought. There is nothing illogical. If you hit a nation, it will hit back. Logical or illogical? Logical. If you hate a given community, that community hates you back. Logical or illogical? Logical. As you do, so you reap. Logical or illogical? Logical. If somebody says, I can do something and get away with it, what is it? Illogical thinking. Thinking can be illogical. Phenomena are always logical. But an error transcends both. If I mistake the rope for snake, am I being logical or illogical? I am neither being logical nor illogical. It's a peculiar error is something. You know what is illogical? That also is within the law of karma, law of causation. How to explain this? Very difficult. If I think in keeping with the law, if I think in keeping with the law that operates, law of causation, if I think in agreement with the law of causation, I am being logical. If I think contrary to the law of causation, that is called illogical. Law of causation. But between the rope and snake there is no causation. If I mistake the rope for snake, neither I am falling in line with the law of causation, nor I am going against it. It's not a conclusion, deliberate conclusion. It is an error. I know you can understand. I'm trying to convey something which is very subtle. Error transcends. Error is neither logical nor illogical. Why? Because it is not within the realm of causation. It's not within the realm of causation. It is a wrong perception. A distorted perception. Therefore, when we say I am the body, it is neither a logical phenomenon nor an illogical phenomenon. It is an erroneous thinking about oneself. It is an erroneous thinking. I am not finding really the way out. I can only say error transcends both logical and illogical causation. Supposing I say you throw a stone and comes back, it is logical, and if I think no, it doesn't come down, it goes up, then it is supposing it goes up, there must be a cause. It can't be just illogical, because nothing illogical happens outside. Supposing I throw a stone, Bhima. Bhima? Bhima. When the war took place, he threw an elephant up and it never came back. He threw an elephant up and it never came back. What happens? Is it logical or illogical? You may say it is illogical. If it really true, it never came, then there must be some logic. It went beyond the orbit. It went beyond the orbit. Once it goes beyond the orbit, then it doesn't come back to the earth. That means nothing illogical happens. Nothing illogical happens. All happenings are logical. All happenings are logical. Can you quote one happening which is illogical? It will be very interesting here. Please come up with one happening which is illogical. It should be a happening, but it should be illogical. Can you come across? Adi? Adi?
Bermuda triangle. Thousands of ships have disappeared.
It's not illogical, it's logical. There must be some reason. It's not been found yet, but it may be there. It may take time to find out. They must be there. Must be there. Nothing. Why? Because the fundamental principle is no illogical happening ever takes place. Everything happens as per the causation. As per the causation. Man, when he thinks against that law of causation, he is being illogical. His thinking can be illogical. If somebody jumps from the building and says, I won't fall down, without wings he jumps, like that Spider-Man, is he being logical or illogical? Where is he illogical? In his thinking. Human beings can be illogical in their thinking. But this thought, now forget it, now I have explained enough. Happenings are always logical, and if there is something illogical, that is always in the form of thinking. There is never an illogical happening. And now what do you complain about? When you complain about a person, what are you complaining? Illogical happenings or illogical thinking? It's illogical thinking. This man is illogical in his thinking. When wife and husband fight, on what basis? Illogical thinking. Now I have explained away. All happenings are logical. That is what Krishna said, Sthane Rishikesha. Sthane Rishikesha means everything is in place. Everything is logical. If Kauravas have to die, it is logical. If Bhishma has to die, it is logical. Why? Because he has to pay for the injustice he has done. It's logical. Everything happenings in God's creation, everything is logical. Illogicality happens only in human thinking. I like this. Therefore, if supposing some prarabdha happens to you, is it logical or illogical? Logical. Suddenly you lose some money. You can't say it is illogical. You may be sad, that is different. But whatever has happened, you can't curse Bhagavan. God, you are very unfair to take me. You see, when God gave you money, you never said, God, you are very fair, nice to give me. When you lose money, you say, God, you are unfair. Nothing unfair happens. Nothing illogical happens. All happenings are logical here. Therefore, you can accept destinies. With correct understanding about Vedanta, you can accept destiny. Anything that happens, okay, it's logical. It's within causation, within the law of causation. Koi baat nahi. We'll go through it. In fact, when you understand Vedanta, you transcend the law of causation. That is liberation. Therefore, now I am coming back to this point. When a person says, I am the body, tell me, is it a logical happening? Is it an illogical happening? No, it's not a happening, it is a notion. Happenings can be logical or illogical. Happenings means the things. There can be illogical thinkings and logical happenings. But I am the body is what? It is an error. If you want to say it is illogical notion, there is nothing wrong in it. It is an erroneous notion. It's not a logical happening. It is not an illogical happening. That's all. It is neither a logical happening nor an illogical happening. Why? Because I am the body is not a happening. That's it. It's not a happening. Life is neither a logical happening. Life is not a logical happening, nor an illogical happening. Then what is it? It is an erroneous perception. It is a perception about oneself. It's not a happening. It's an erroneous perception about oneself. Therefore, yat punaha tataha eva heto adhyaso nasti iti bhavitam yuktamiti. Up to that, sir, even though it is true that the subject can't become the body cannot become the subject, that itself can't make you say that there is no adhyasa. I also say they have not become each other, but they have been mistaken for each other. Whereas the Purvapakshi wants to say, because they can't become each other, there is no adhyasa. Becoming each other is not called adhyasa, because they can't become each other, therefore they have been mistaken for each other, that is adhyasa. Where becoming is not possible, there adhyasa can happen. The body has not become the body. The subject has not become the body. The body has not become the subject. Therefore, there is no adhyasa, you can't say. They haven't become each other, but they have been mistaken for each other. This is the stand, Vedantic stand. The truth hasn't become the form. The form hasn't become the truth. They haven't become each other. The body and the subject haven't become each other. The subject and the body haven't become each other, but they have been mistaken for each other. So there is a difference between being mistaken and becoming each other. The rope hasn't become the snake. The rope is only perceived as snake. That is adhyasa. Where there is no becoming, there is no law of causation. He tells you this is great. Where there is no becoming, there is no law of causation. There is no causation between rope and snake. The rope doesn't cause a snake. Does the rope cause a snake? Yatra yatra rajjuhu tatra tatra sarpa. Jahan rope hai, wahan sarpa. Aisa hota hai? My God, you can't even wear a shirt because it's all threads. Then you will all have worms all over. If rope can become a snake, then all these small threads can become worms. Hey Rama. Neither rope causes a snake, nor threads cause worms. In life is not the result of any causation. It is just a perception, an uncorrected perception. Bas. ये वेदांत है. It's an uncorrected perception. It is correctable perception. Uncorrected but correctable perception. Okay, ji. Nahi tat tarkamatramithi nadriyate drishtavirodat nahi nadrishyate adhyasaha. Up to that. Sir, you can't prove the error through logic. Error is something that cannot be, that doesn't happen. You can't prove it through logic. It is felt by experience. I am Deha is felt. You don't have to prove it. The subject being taken for the body need not be proved through logic. It is felt. Everybody feels I am the body. It is adhyasa. It is an error. Because who is taken for the body is the conscious being. So I am a conscious being and I take myself for the body. Is it to be proved or is it felt? It is felt, universally felt. What is universally felt need not be proved through any logic. You are sitting here in the class, Ji, hopefully with the mind here. How do you prove that you are here? When physically you are here. Do you have to prove that you are here physically? No. Why? It is already felt, it's seen. What is evident doesn't require to be proved. This equation between the subject and the body is evident. And what is evident doesn't require to be proved. You don't have to prove. There is no need to prove that feeling. Therefore, this equation between the subject and the body is universally felt. And this equation is not a logical equation nor an illogical equation, it is an erroneous feeling. Even if it can be illogical equation, all right. Meaning illogical equation means it is erroneous equation. And therefore, don't take a stand. There is no self-error. Man suffers only through self-error. There is no other reason. Man suffers not for lack of money, not for lack of food, not for lack of air, not for lack of accommodation. In God's creation, there is enough food for everybody. I don't think that is our issue. The problem is not food. The problem is wrong vision about oneself. It is enough for everybody to eat. अमीरों के घरों में लड़ाई होता है. Lack of food. Half of the house is a kitchen. Such a huge kitchen. So many. There are 25 cooks. Now why should? And there are only 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. There are 4 people living in the house and there are 25 servants. Why should you have any land? कितना आप खाएंगे 1.5 रोटी. इतनी झगड़ा होते हैं. Why? Because jiva. Fundamentally it is not greed or anything. Fundamentally self-error. That is a mistake. The glory of the self is not understood. And you want to reach that glory through roti, ye to nahi hoga. Through money. You see, you want to reach your nature through money. You can't. कंक्लूडिंग जी, डोंट वरी जी। स्वामी जी कब तक चलेगा क्लास? अब भी पूरा हो जाएगा जी, चिंता मत करो जी। नहीं नादृश्यते अध्यासः न च मिथ्या ज्ञानस्य युक्ति अनुसरणं स्वभावः। दैट यू कैन अंडरलाइन। न च मिथ्या ज्ञानस्य युक्ति अनुसरणं स्वभावः। वेरी ब्यूटिफुल। मिथ्या ज्ञानम, एरर डजंट फॉलो द रूल्स ऑफ लॉजिक. The error doesn't follow the rules of logic. Transformation follows the rules of logic. Logic means causation. Error doesn't follow the rules of causation. Error doesn't follow the rules of causation. Wherever there is a transformation, it follows the rules of causation. Milk transforms and becomes curd. It has to follow the rules of causation. But if the rope is seen as snake, it doesn't follow the rules of, so there is no causation there. It is not that the rope transforms and becomes snake. Very beautiful sentence. Nacha mithya jnanasya yukti anusaranam svabhavaha yena yukti vihenatvat na nasti adhyasaha ityati syat. I am concluding here. And therefore you can't say where there is no change, there is no adhyasa. Where there is no causation, there is no adhyasa. You can't say. In fact, adhyasa is different from causation. Causation is different from, if something changes and becomes something, that is causation. You throw a stone up and it comes back. What is it? Causation. I clap and there is a sound. What is it? Causation. You do good, you get good result. You do bad, you get bad result. What is it? Causation. You perform Swarga Kameshti Yaga and go to heaven. Causation. And once you exhaust that punya, you come back. Causation. All transformations are causations. Causes and effects. But when you mistake the rope for snake, there is no causation. The rope has not become the snake. And similarly, the subject, the truth has not become the body. The subject is seen in the body. Therefore, one is a realm of causation, the other is a realm of adhyasa. In fact, every acharya finds it very difficult to show this particular distinction. It's not easy. It's very tough. The Lord is touching the truth by your hand. The moment you separate the realm of causation from the realm of truth and error, it's a great divide. In this world, human beings live through causation. They live through causation. They grow, they become prosperous through causation. Whereas I am Deha is not under any causation. Therefore he says, Ye na yukti vihenatvad adhyasaha ityapit syat. Then comes next quotation. We'll see it later. Oh, so we are going slowly, don't worry. But there is a lot. Time must change that truth. This analysis is all reflection. Yeah, don't think. It's an ordinary thing. Fortunately, you have some class where all this is actually. Otherwise, where do you get all this in the books? Do you get all the books? Say no. Your silence is too heartbreaking. These are the things you don't get in the books. Hey Rama, लिखने वाला का दिमाग भी खराब हो गया.